The year was 1587. A group of English settlers sailed across the treacherous Atlantic Ocean, filled with hope and ambition, eager to establish the first permanent English colony in the New World. But what happened next would leave historians, archaeologists, and explorers baffled for centuries. This is Roanoke Island, where one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries would soon unfold: the mysterious vanishing of the Roanoke Colony. What caused over 100 men, women, and children to disappear without a trace? What secrets lie in the sands of time, lost to history? Today, we'll explore the clues, theories, and legends surrounding the lost colony of Roanoke. The story of Roanoke begins in 1584, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. England, eager to expand its empire and challenge the mighty Spanish, saw the New World as a golden opportunity for wealth, power, and prestige. Enter Sir Walter Raleigh, a prominent English courtier and explorer. He was granted a charter by the Queen to establish a colony in North America. Raleigh's goal was ambitious: to create a permanent English settlement that would serve as a base for trade, exploration, and military dominance. In 1585, Raleigh's first attempt to colonize the New World resulted in the establishment of a small settlement on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. However, this first colony struggled to survive, facing conflicts with local Native American tribes, limited supplies, and harsh living conditions. After just a year, the surviving colonists abandoned the island and returned to England. Despite the failure of the first colony, Raleigh was undeterred. In 1587, he sent a second group of settlers, led by John White, an experienced artist and mapmaker, to establish a new colony on Roanoke Island. This group was different from the previous one. This time, it included women and children, marking the first real attempt to create a permanent, self-sustaining community in the New World. On July 22, 1587, the settlers arrived on Roanoke Island. Among them was White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, who would soon give birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. Spirits were high, and the future seemed full of promise. But the settlers quickly realized that their new life would not be easy. The settlers' relationship with the local Native American tribes, particularly the Secaucus and CROATOAN, was strained. The Roanoke colonists relied heavily on the Native Americans for food and supplies, but tensions escalated as resources grew scarce. As the situation worsened, John White made a fateful decision. In late 1587, just months after arriving, John White decided to return to England to gather more supplies. His departure was meant to be temporary. He promised to return in just a few months. But unknown to White and the settlers, war between England and Spain would delay his return far longer than anyone anticipated. In 1588, as White was preparing to return, the Spanish Armada launched a massive naval invasion against England. Every available ship was commandeered to defend the homeland, and White's return to Roanoke was delayed for 3 long years. When John White finally returned to Roanoke Island in August of 1590, what he found would become one of the greatest mysteries in American history. The settlement was completely abandoned. There were no signs of struggle, no bodies, no clues as to where the settlers had gone. The houses had been dismantled, and the entire colony had seemingly vanished into thin air. The only clue was a single word carved into a wooden post: CROATOAN. This was the name of a nearby island, home to the CROATOAN tribe. But there was no other message, no distress signal. White had instructed the colonists to carve a cross if they were in danger, but no such mark was found. White searched the surrounding area, hoping to find some trace of his family or the other settlers. But they were never found. To this day, no one knows what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. Over the centuries, countless theories have emerged, each attempting to explain the fate of the vanished settlers. One of the most popular theories is that the colonists moved to CROATOAN Island, where they may have integrated with the CROATOAN tribe. This theory is supported by reports from later settlers who claim to have encountered Native Americans with European features, suggesting intermarriage and assimilation. Other historians believe that the colonists may have succumbed to starvation, disease, or exposure to harsh weather conditions. Isolated and cut off from supplies, the settlers may have simply perished in the unforgiving wilderness of the New World. Another theory posits that the settlers were attacked by hostile Native American tribes or even Spanish forces. At the time, Spain had a strong presence in the Americas and may have seen the English colony as a threat to their dominance. In the 1930s, a series of stones known as the Dare stones were discovered, allegedly inscribed by Eleanor Dare, John White's daughter. These stones claimed that the settlers had been killed by Native Americans. However, the authenticity of these stones remains highly debated, and many believe they are a hoax. Despite centuries of searching, definitive evidence of the lost colony's fate has remained elusive. But recent archaeological discoveries have offered tantalizing clues. Excavations on both Roanoke Island and nearby sites have uncovered English pottery, tools, and other artifacts that suggest some of the settlers may have relocated and survived for a time. One of the most intriguing finds came from a site called Site X, located on the mainland near Albemarle Sound. Here, archaeologists discovered remnants of a small English outpost, suggesting that some of the colonists may have moved inland in search of a better life. While we haven't found definitive proof of what happened to the entire colony, these artifacts show that some of the settlers may have integrated into Native American communities, adapting to a new way of life. The vanishing of the Roanoke Colony remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. For over 400 years, historians, archaeologists, and amateur sleuths have sought answers. Yet the ultimate fate of the settlers continues to elude us. The Roanoke mystery captivates us because it speaks to the fragility of human endeavor. These settlers faced unimaginable challenges, and their disappearance is a haunting reminder of how little we know about the early history of the New World. Will we ever uncover the truth? Or will the lost colony of Roanoke remain forever shrouded in mystery? One thing is certain: the story of Roanoke continues to fascinate, intrigue, and inspire as we piece together the fragments of a past that refuses to be forgotten. Thank you for watching this episode of Amazing World Facts. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of history's most fascinating mysteries.